Oh, hi. Hello. How you doing? My name is Waldo, and I'm here to feel politics with you. How is everybody today? I am doing great, thank you. This light is just too bright, so I got to turn it down. Hi. How are you? Um, it's what is it? It's Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. So we've got some politics to look at. Got some stories. Um, I think I'm going to start off by talking about the Donald Trump stealing the election, and then I found a published today. I found an article that tells me I'm right. And I always love it when the world does that. So I'll look at that and I'll compare it. I'll connect it back to the video that I put out a couple of days ago. If you haven't watched it, it's on the YouTube page. It's right here. Here's the YouTube link. I named it Square Hole Politics because it's kind of what the Dems do. And then somebody wrote a whole article that pretty much, in very much smarter and more words, described what I was talking about. And they published that today, and I saw it, and I said, "Ooh, that's what Waldo said," and it made me feel good. So we'll take a look at that, and then. What else do we have to look at tonight? I think, let me see, what else? There's still the occupation happening in Minneapolis, and then we'll look at some photos and some videos, and then talk about how much the Dems suck. And then I think if we run out of stuff to talk about, we'll play some video games. I've been really into the latest gotcha monstrosity, and I'll show you my factory and all that fun stuff on what's the name of it? Enfield, because I am ridiculous. Hi, Mach 7. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. So let's get going. Let's get started. What are we looking at? Let's look at the news. I have bad news to start off with. Just nobody wants to see it, but I'm going to show it to you. Brace yourself. This is not good news. Where is it? There it is. Kamala HQ posted tomorrow. Something is happening tomorrow. Now, what is it? Nobody knows yet. You'll have to wait until tomorrow to find out. But I'm sure it's nothing good. And it was posted today, 2/4. So there you go. Maybe it's just like a podcast that she's going to be on, or she's just going to be on a TV show or something silly, something mediocre, and she's not going to like tell us that she's running again, because that would not work. That would be bad, and we would have a bad time, and then we'll all have to scream at her and tell her to stop. So yeah, tomorrow. I don't like it. I don't like this at all. Will Trump eat the magic hamburger tomorrow? I don't think so. Maybe. Well, you know what? If Kamala HQ comes out with an assassination plan and enacts it tomorrow, I'd be like, hey, you know what? I hope you guys know what you're doing. I hope you're on top of your shit, because that okay. I would cheer them on and clap for them. But knowing who is posting it, I really do suspect that it is just going to be something boring, something lame. They're going to launch a new Facebook ad or something like that, or they're going to launch a new Facebook page, a new donation site, a new chat room, a new Discord server for Kamala HQ. It's going to be great. The odds are it's something lame along those lines. But just in case, worst case scenario, we'll see some stuff, something bad happen tomorrow. I don't want that, and that would be awful. So if it's anything else, so I'll keep an eye on that. Keep your eye on the interwebs tomorrow. Maybe it's so lame that you don't even notice it, and I'll have to find out what it is, and I'll let you know. Also, seriously, X.com, get off of X.com. Seriously, anyone there is immoral. I'm telling you, literally anyone. I don't even care what reason you are there for. I don't care how much money your starving orphan children get from charity donated through X.com. Get off of X.com. It's the largest CP factory in the world. Grok is cooking cheese pizza every day. And the owner is a Nazi who Sieg Heils, and a lot of the followers, a lot of the people on there are literally lying about who they are, pretending to be Republicans when they're really in India or Bangladesh or something like that, and spreading nonsensical, hateful rhetoric. Get off of that site. Kamala HQ. Get off of the site tomorrow. Make your final post and say, hey, listen, the owner of this website is a literal Nazi. We will never post here again, and go do something else. You might get people to be happy with you. I lived in the same little Howard University dormitory as Kamala for 2 years while she was just another hardworking student, and that's fine. That was probably a long time ago. And I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm just saying, like, the DNC got their hooks in her, right? And they are just marionetting her like a puppet up in front of there. She's doing the mediocre stuff that I don't like when the Dems do. I like the Trumpers who were drug rapists and bugs. Yeah, exactly. Is she a better choice for president? Yes. Did I vote for her? Yes, literally I did, right here on stream, because I can in the better parts of the world, you're actually allowed to vote by mail. And so I got my little mail-in ballot. I put it right here on my desk and I filled it out. And then I sent it in, and it counted because I checked. In the nicer parts of the world, you're allowed to do that. I know this is shocking. If you're living in a red state, you don't know that you can do that. So just letting you, in the nicer parts of the world, you can vote live on stream. So yeah, is she a better choice? Yes. Is she a good choice for 2028? No. Because the DNC is afraid of Bernie and Elizabeth Warren? Absolutely they are. The DNC...
I'ma be that guy. She sucked too. She even ran on mass deportation as well to appeal to Republicans.
Right, because she was running to the center. She tried to be the centrist, and that's a dumb idea. Hey, Waldo made a YouTube video about that not too long ago. Just last week, I talked about centrism and how it sucks. Now, good segue, any of it. Well done, sir. That takes us into here. Here we go. There we go. How not to defeat authoritarianism. Moderation used to help Democrats win, but its advantages have now been greatly exaggerated. Exactly. This guy gets it. Adam Bonica and Jake Grumbach, they know that being in the center doesn't work anymore. And that's what she did. We're going to read about it right here. Rather than me just rambling. In 2024, democracy was on the ballot. That, at any rate, was the popular slogan, to which there was a popular response. Democrats must moderate. Moderation was the key to winning elections, it was said, and winning elections was the only way to turn back the existential threat to democracy. If you watched on election night, expecting Kamala Harris's appeals to moderates would pay off, only to see them fall short, you weren't alone. Political consultants bet heavily on the same calculation. Harris distanced herself from progressive positions, the Bernies and the Elizabeth Warrens, and including some she herself had previously supported. She emphasized kitchen table issues. This is the square hole politics that I talked about in my last video, and courted Liz Cheney, a Republican, and she lost anyway. But the idea that moderation is the key to victory and thus preserving democracy remains a matter of firm conviction among many political commentators and consultants. They think being in the middle is the most valuable position. They think that the people in the center are enlightened. They're not. Go back to the video I made last week. There is one enlightened centrist who made comments, and they're absurd. They're absolutely incoherent is the right word. Bill Clinton was Republican decaf. Harris was Clinton decaf. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's an excellent way to describe it. The enlightened centrist who came into my comments, like, voted for Obama, and then Johnson, the libertarian, and then Trump, and then Kanye, and then Jill Stein. Like, that's incoherent, y'all. That is literally out of your goddamn mind. You cannot have a voting record like that and tell me you know what's going on. And it doesn't make any sense. Those people in the center don't know what's going on out of either ignorance or apathy or just not having enough time to research the things. We'll still get what we asked for, not going scorched earth against Trump. Yeah, absolutely. We need to scorch the earth against him. We need to hold him responsible. We need to be pounding on anybody who is on his team. Anybody who's helping him out, anybody who's listening to him, anybody who's in the Epstein files, which is most of the people on the Republican side. Everybody's in it. They need to be held responsible. We need to not pay attention to them any longer. Don't let them on TV. Don't let them on your news shows. And I would say that to like CNN, MSNBC. If they lie really often, don't put them on your television show. I don't know why that's complicated and difficult. I don't know why they don't get that message. But that wouldn't be fair, Waldo. We wouldn't be fair. Who cares? They're lying constantly, every day, to everyone, harming the government, harming the country, harming the people that are in it. And you're going to just let them lie on TV, and then maybe afterward you'll be like, well, that's your opinion, or we'll just have to leave it there. That's what they love to say. We have to leave it there. You don't have to leave it there. Call him a liar to the damn face. Call him a scumbag. Tell him that's not a true statement. You should say things that are true and stop lying to the people on the TV. But we're not going to get any of that because the people are wieners. The New York Times editorial board recently declared that moving to the center is the way to win. Wrong. Dismissing research that finds otherwise as lost in statistical complexities. As prominent pundit Matthew Iglesias wrote in 2025, what the Democrats need is not just more moderate candidates, they need more moderate ideology. Matthew Iglesias is a secret Republican. You might think he's not, but he wants Republicans to win. He does. He wants them to win. He wants them to win. He wants them to win. He wants Donald Trump to win. So he tells the Democrats what they need to hear to lose. And they believe him because they're dumb. Stop listening to the people who want you to lose. You wouldn't listen to the opposing team's coach on how to run a football team. Like, they want you to lose. They'll tell you the wrong thing. Moderation equals Democratic votes. No, it doesn't. It leads to apathy. It leads to people thinking that you're Republican light. It leads to Bill Clinton was Republican decaf and Harris was Clinton decaf. That's what it leads to. And it leads to people not giving a damn. It leads to people not wanting to show up. And so they don't. Because there's no difference. You see, the uninformed goobs in the middle think that there's no difference between the two parties. And if you remove all the differences between the two parties, they'll be right. Everyone will suffer, and they won't vote for you. That's the thing. When Harris runs to the center, the people in the middle, those enlightened centrists who think that they're geniuses, they're actually just uninformed, feel like both teams are the same. She proves them right. And do they reward her by voting for her? No, they stay home because both sides are the same. It doesn't matter. If you remove the differences, there's no reason to show up. It doesn't make a difference. New York Times, Wall Street Journal, BBC, fuck them. Yeah, absolutely right. They are bought and paid for. They don't care about you. They don't care about informing you. They don't want to get anything accomplished. They're not there to find the truth. They are simply there to make money from ads. You know, that's what they're there for. They just want more money for ads. They just want more ad dollars from big pharma and soda companies. And if you watch Fox News, it's drug companies, medicine that you should ask your doctor about, and catheters and pillows. Listen to the Beatles, dig it, and if you get my cadence, fuck them. Yeah. The real centrist position without warping what centrist means is that Trump should be in jail and executed. He blatantly committed treason on repeat. Yes, absolutely he has. He should be investigated. Everyone should hate what he's doing. But here's the problem. The right-wing media apparatus run by Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Those two guys built the entire right-wing movement. All of it. They created it, and it is here, and we can't get rid of it. Let me bring up that story. Let me see where to go. Steve Bannon says ICE will surround the polls as Trump doubles down on taking over elections. So Steve Bannon is a horrible, horrible nightmare person. He's one of the worst human beings ever. And he orchestrated a lot of the most powerful right-wing movements. Your Breitbart, he was a contributor to that. He worked on that. Cambridge Analytica, which created PSYOPs and got all of the incels. The incel movement powered by Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein. Gamergate, powered by this guy and Jeffrey Epstein. The poll board on 4chan, if you've ever been there, it's awful. It's filled with Nazis. Was created after the founder of 4chan had a meeting with Epstein, because they told him to create it, to put these people there so that Steve Bannon could go in there and scoop them up and poison their brains, because that's what happened. These hard right-wing places fed into the fiction, the imagination, the aggrieved status of these disaffected young men, and poisoned their brains with incel talk, the Gamergate bullshit, and then got them on board for Trump. It was lots and lots of very young men that loved Donald Trump right off the bat, because he was spiteful, and they felt spiteful because of the climate of the internet, and the woke was coming to get them, so they couldn't be shitheads anymore. And that's all it is. If you rail against woke, it's because you're a shithead. That's it. That's all there is. You just want to say mean things about people online and giggle about it, like you do on 4chan, like you do on the poll board. You want to post the most disgusting, egregious, hateful thing you can, and then when people cheer you on, you get a laugh, and if they argue with you and tell you you're a bad person, you get another laugh. They created it. So the entire right-wing movement, the entire right-wing thing that you've seen in the past 20 years has been built by this guy and Shadow Emperor Epstein.
Any of it just subscribed for 8 months in a row.
Anyway, you just turned on the frog gay. I'm proud of you. I'm happy you are 8 times. You've turned 8 frogs gay. And that is a lot. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Doing your damnedest to defeat the right-wing media, to defeat wokeism. Way to go. So yeah, Mr. Bannon here hates wokeism so much that he created an entire right-wing ecosystem. And then that led to QAnon and the Jan 6 riot. This guy and Epstein are at the heart of all of it. It all connects back to them. They built the modern right wing. Every talking point, every red hat YouTube channel, every Trump-loving chud on Joe Rogan.
Practically a gay frog expert at this point.
Exactly. You are a frog sexuality expert. You could go to college on that. You're working on your degree in frog sexuality. Every Trump-loving chud on Joe Rogan was an evil ploy to make the American right wing vicious, stupid, brainwashed by conspiracy theories, and willing to ignore terrible crimes if they are committed by Republicans. And that is the problem. I don't know if you've been to any right-wing spaces in the past couple of weeks. You shouldn't go there. But they're all talking about how cool Jeffrey Epstein is. They're talking about how based he is and how amazing he is and how it's totally cool and fine that Trump was his best friend. And they're making excuses for all the people that are in the files. They're saying that it's not evidence. They're saying that there is no evidence of these things. If you read them, they're pretty awful. You should watch who was the guy that made the really good video? CoffeeZilla? Was that his name? I'm opening my YouTube real quick. Don't judge me. I don't want to get his name wrong. Yeah, Voidzilla, apparently. Voidzilla did a really good thing. You should watch his video. where he goes over every single little bit. But yeah, Void Zealot, he does. He did like a whole thing where he had honestly a digital whiteboard with push pins and yarn holding everything together. He did a great job. I'm not going to do that. That's a lot of work. He's better at it than me. You should go watch his stuff and then come back with to watch me too, maybe, please. You just became a frog expert. Anyway, yeah. So when we look at the things, what we see is that Jeffrey Epstein, with Steve Bannon here, created the modern right wing. They exist because these two guys built it. So anybody on the right, anybody spitting right-wing talking points at this point works for Jeffrey Epstein. They do. Every Republican senator right now works for Jeffrey Epstein. They work with him, at least. I know he's dead, and probably is dead. Most likely he is. All the evidence suggests that he is. But they work with him still. Not to make your life better, not to make you better, not to make the country better, but because they hate not being in charge. They hate the idea that somebody might have more money than them. They hate the idea that woke would not let them be shitheads anymore. That maybe society would say to stop using certain slurs. They hate that idea. They really, really, really hate that idea that you're not allowed to use slurs out in public anymore. They're really unhappy about that. And then they call it woke and they get all mad when you're like, hey, you're not allowed to say that anymore. It's harmful to the people who hear it. Stop doing that. You're not a good person. They hate it. And that just leads to all the other right-wing positions, usually favoring patriarchy and the nuclear family, and the nuclear family itself is dangerous. Not dangerous. It's fine if you have one. I have one, kind of. I have one. I guess I do. But it's, if you do it badly, if you do it poorly, if you're doing it wrong, it leads to Jordan Peterson loves the nuclear family. That's because he has an essentialist view of women and men. He thinks that men are all violent sociopaths, constantly just fighting and fucking and punching and kicking and building, and just manly men. And they need someone to calm them down. They need a punching bag. And so they get a wife. That is what Jordan Peterson has for you. And that's why they exist. That's why the things are the way they are. That by punching bag the wife, not always physically, but emotionally. Jordan Peterson would suggest to you that women are hypergamous and they need a man who makes more money than them and is more powerful to dominate them. It's my Jordan Peterson voice. It's not very good. Then that will calm the man down and he will be able to be more productive. More productive for who? The billionaires who own society. See, if all of the men need something to fight and they either need to get sent to war or they need to fight the problems that are happening within our society, and our problems all stem from capitalism. All of them. All of them. All of our problems in this country stem from capitalism right now. If we were all, conscious of that, if we all paid attention to that, if we all knew that, if we all got together and said, hey man, I sure do dislike the way this capitalism stuff is working, we would band together and we would fight it. They don't like that. No. The powers that be do not like that. The people in charge do not like that. Jordan Peterson does not like that. So he needs you to recognize that the nuclear family is the way to quell these men, to bring them down, to make them relax, to make them chill the fuck out, so that the billionaires can keep making money and to keep turning a profit, because that's good for him and his business. So I am way off track. What the fuck was I talking about? Right-wing politics. Here we go. That'll happen. Steve, I gotta scroll this up and get bigger. Steve Bannon said Tuesday that the federal government is planning to send immigration and customs enforcement officers to polling stations during this year's midterm elections. That's what Waldo said years ago. I said that years ago, that they would do this. He said, we're going to have ice surround the polls come November. What else did he say? We're not going to sit here and allow you to steal the country again. Because he's lying, you see. And you can whine and cry and throw your toys out of the pram if you want, but we will never allow an election to be stolen. None of them were stolen. In reality, none of them were stolen. But he won't accept that. He's a liar, you see. He will make up stories and tell you that they're true when they're not. And one of those favorite stories is that Donald Trump had the election stolen in 2020. He didn't. That was a lie. They claim all kinds of things, and because of that, they are now going to crack down on all elections. One second. Sorry about that. Oh, my voice went out for a minute. Maybe I'm getting sick. I hope not. I don't want to be sick. I hate being sick. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, here we go. He's making it up. He knows it's a lie because he's smart enough to count, and he's one of the evil dictators, the evil shadow president, Steve Bannon, working with and for Jeffrey Epstein's ghost to steal the election and wreck our actual democracy because you made the wrong choice. See, when America votes for a Democrat, he thinks it's wrong, which means you made the wrong choice. You have choices, yes, because you have freedom and all that stuff. But if you choose wrong, you need to be punished. And you need to be prevented from choosing wrong incorrectly from now on. He calls this freedom. He is wrong. That's authoritarianism. But he doesn't know that because he's a terrible person who thinks he's right all the time. Let's see. So Bannon's comments came just a day after Trump said he believes that the Republicans should nationalize voting, escalating concerns that the president is plotting to interfere with this year's midterm elections. He is, and he's going to. And he's going to try very, very hard to do that. Let's find where he said that. Let me find the right one. Here we go. I think this is it. Yeah, here's Mike Johnson telling you that.
Follow up on elections. The president says that he wants Republicans to nationalize elections. Do you agree with him? And do you have confidence in how elections are conducted right now, heading into the midterm?
We have thoughtful debate about our election system every election cycle and sometimes in between. We know it's in our system. The states have been in charge of administering their elections. What you're hearing from...
Because the Constitution said they would be. But he doesn't care about the Constitution. He's never read it. He doesn't know what it says. And he will lie to you about what it actually does say.
The president is his frustration about the lack of some of the blue states, frankly, of enforcing these things and making sure that they are free and fair elections.
They are free and fair, and he's lying to you. There is no evidence that any of these things have been stolen. There is no evidence. They're lying to you constantly so that they can steal it from you tomorrow.
We need constant improvement on that front. I don't know what the ultimate solution is going to be. I'm not going to get ahead of the negotiations here, but I think that is something that's going to be a continuing theme here. It's something that we'll continue to push, and we hope the governors will insist upon that same thing as well. In some of the states, like in California, for example, I mean, they hold the elections open for weeks after Election Day. That's just one thing that...
No, Christ almighty. They don't hold the... He's lying. His ass off. He is lying to you right now. They hold it open for the mail to be delivered. They don't allow anything that's postmarked after the election to be counted, and they don't allow you to go and vote after the election. He's full of shit, and he is the third in line to be the president, and he is lying his ass off to you right now about how your elections work. This is unfucking real. He's lying to you about the elections that he is involved with, benefits from, and is about to be in charge of. The fascists have zero intention of ceding any office. Yeah, I know. Trump thinks that he won a revolution and no obligation to the former U.S. Constitution. He doesn't know what the Constitution is. It's a feelings thing. He feels like he should be in charge of the elections, and that's what the Constitution says. If you asked him, he'd be like, yeah, of course it says Trump is allowed to run the election. It says so right there in the 37th Amendment. It's fine. It's in the Constitution. I'm allowed to do whatever the hell I want. Because he doesn't know what it says. He doesn't care what it says. He doesn't care what it used to say. He doesn't care how it was intentioned. He doesn't care what the Supreme Court says tomorrow. It only matters what he wants when he wants it. He gets what he wants when he wants it. And that is the constitutional system that he thinks exists. But yeah, let's keep listen to old Pastor Johnson here. Keep lying, Pastor Johnson. Let's see.
That bothers so many people. We had 3 House Republican candidates who were ahead on Election Day in the last election cycle. And every time a new tranche of ballots came in, they just magically whittled away until their leads were lost. And
Okay, so according to Pastor Mike Johnson, in the 7th inning, his team was ahead. And then somehow in the 8th and 9th inning, the other team scored points and won. Isn't that horseshit? Isn't that suspicious? That I was ahead in the 7th inning, but I still lost at the end? That's suspicious. That's some sort of conspiracy right there. I was ahead, and then at the end, I wasn't anymore. Clearly, crimes have been committed. Clearly, millions of illegal votes happened. Clearly, hundreds of millions of illegal aliens voted. Obviously, I mean that's the only connection, right? It's the only thing that it could be. Lying his ass off right here.
no series of ballots that were counted after Election Day were our candidates ahead on any of those counts. It looks on its face to be fraudulent.
It's not.
Can I prove that? No, because
Can I prove that? No.
can I prove that? No.
Then why are you talking about it? Then why are you saying it into a camera? Why are you telling people that it's true if you can't prove it? Conservatism at its finest, folks. That is it. Can I prove it? No. I just feel like it's true. So I'm going to pretend that it is, and I'm going to wreck the country until everybody else feels that it is too. If you don't feel the way I feel, I am going to use the power of the government to hurt you. He's going to hurt any blue state. He's going to hurt their ability to vote, because they don't feel the way he feels. He can't prove it. It's amazing. I can't prove it, but he feels it. So, and that's what matters to conservatives. That's what matters to Republicans. It feels true, so it must be true. It feels like we got cheated because we were ahead in the 7th inning. By the 9th inning, we lost. That feels like you got robbed. And they will hurt you. They will hurt the states. They will hurt the people. They will hurt the individuals. They will hurt the country until they feel better. Illegal aliens voting is a dog whistle for black and brown people. Oh, yeah, absolutely it is. There is no evidence that any illegal people voted, and they cannot get over that. And when you look at the facts, they have no facts. They ignore the facts, and they can't prove it, as Pastor Mike Johnson has said.
Fraudulent. Can I prove that? No, because it happened so far upstream. But we need
so
more
far upstream. No, you can't prove it because it's not true, Mike. Mike, you can't prove it because it's not true. It didn't happen.
confidence in the American people in the election system, and it's essential. And everybody, no matter what party you're in, should agree with that. The mass mailing of paper ballots or mail-in ballots and all the other irregularities that.
See, he hates mail-in ballots because that allows more people to vote as they'd like. He hates the mail-in ballots because they have to be counted after the fact. They can't be counted ahead of time. When the tabulations are happening in person on those electric machines, it goes through really quickly, and he can see on election night who won and who lost. That is important to him. It makes him feel good. And then the fact that the ballots come in afterward and those paper ballots are counted, like I did, and I got counted, makes him upset, makes him unhappy. And also, he loses when there are more mail-in ballots because people who are busy don't generally vote Republicans. People who have lives tend not to be able to get time off of work or show up. It's not a national holiday, so he tends to lose if there are a lot of mail-in ballots, and he knows this, so he wants to make them stop. Republicans generally lose at mail-in ballots. That means Republicans want mail-in ballots to be illegal. That's it. That's all. If they won on mail-in ballots regularly, they would be pushing for more mail-in ballots everywhere. And then they would be cheating at them and having you fill out 7 or 8. But yeah, Steve Bannon wants to rig the election. Let's keep talking about that. In a radio interview on the Dan Bongino show Monday, Trump struck a similar note to Bannon, framing voting itself as corrupt and claimed elections were stolen from him. Now, I swear I had this loaded and ready to go. Maybe I've lost it. Let me check my videos here. Yeah, here we go. There we go. See, I knew I had it. I just didn't bring it up on screen because I'm bad at this job. I don't know why anybody would subscribe to me.
And they vote illegally. And amazing that the Republicans aren't tougher on it. The Republicans should say, we want to take over. We should take over the voting in at least 15 places. The Republicans ought to nationalize the voting. And we have states that are so.
Because they cheat. He's lying, but he is a dementia-riddled old man with mayonnaise.
Literally instant treason for the 100th time.
More treason. Yay. Lots more treason. I love it when he does so much treason. So great. And he's doing it again. And again and again and again and again. Constantly. If any other president had said that, it would have been off the charts, off the wall. Everybody would be screaming for him to be removed. And it's because we're all so distracted, because he does 100 illegal things. We can't pin him down, it's very stupid. But the Epstein files, the Epstein files are coming out. Quick, distract them. Let's invade Venezuela. And then, oh no, people don't like the Venezuela thing. Okay, let's round up a bunch of innocent people in Minneapolis. Oh, the people don't like that Minneapolis thing. Let's talk about Greenland. Yeah, let's invade Greenland. Hey, people don't like that Greenland thing. Hey, Epstein files. So yeah, the Epstein files distracts from Greenland. Greenland distracts from Minneapolis. Minneapolis distracts from Venezuela. Venezuela distracts from the Epstein files. It just keeps swirling forever. It's a unstoppable avalanche. People are waiting for God to solve the Trump problem. Yeah, I know, and that's what the Democrats are going to do. They suck at everything they do, and they are mediocre at best. They are doing square hole politics, as I've come to call it now. It's my new catchphrase: square hole politics. That goes in the square hole. So they don't reach out to people. They don't draw the people in, is what I'm saying. They chase after an elusive, imaginary 15% in the middle that are just fed up by the both sides politics. They're fed up. They're irritated by the both sides politics. So they chase after them.
It benefits Trump, though, so it's not illegal.
It benefits Trump. That's right. That's the, that's our chart. Yeah, see? The, that rolling avalanche of bullshit, the bullshit avalanche that Donald Trump has benefits him. So it's legal. It's allowed to do that. He's allowed to lie about the election if it benefits him. If Kamala started lying about the election, they would call that a lie and they would sue her for it and she would go to jail. So if Kamala said the thing that Donald Trump just said, she would be in jail, or at least accused of doing a crime. And that's what this whole thing with with Bannon was about. That's what Bannon and Epstein did. They created a right-wing ecosystem fueled by hatred, incels, and spite. And it doesn't matter if it's true. Is it spiteful? Then we're going to say it. Is it hateful towards the people we hate? Then it's fine. It's acceptable. Is it true? Who cares? Is it based on fact? Who cares? No. Does not matter if Mike Johnson is saying facts. What matters is the feeling that he gives his constituents. Have I seen a meme about Schumer looking for mythical centrists? No. I would love to see that. I would, if you put it into the Discord, I would put it up on the start screen. I would put it up here on this start screen here. If you find it, let me /Discord. There you go. There's the Discord. Did that work? Did that go? Oh, wait, no. Exclamation Discord. I did / because I'm stupid. Put that in here too, and it's in the YouTube chat there. But yeah, if you're going over there, post it in the...
Schumer
other
wouldn't
things?
look for a mythical centrists. He would just RP as it and then pretend it's everyone.
Yeah, he would invent a centrist in his head, and then he would speak to the centrist in his head, and then the centrist in his head would agree with him, coincidentally. It's almost like religion, honestly. I mean, if you've ever talked to a real hard Christian person, like Jesus agrees with them 100% of the time, right? And that sounds unusual to me. That sounds like they're making stuff up. But yeah, that's what Schumer would do. He would invent a fake centrist inside his head, give him a name, talk to him, and then they would agree with everything that Schumer was going to do anyway. You know, it's quite convenient if everybody in your head agrees with you. But that proves that he's sane, doesn't it? If you have voices in your head that disagree with you, okay, you got issues. But if all the voices in your head agree with you, kind of means you're sane. Kind of means you're normal. It's a short video about some centrist family in Iowa, which is centrist. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a look. Where were we? What was I thinking about? Yeah. So yeah, Steve Bannon, and there's the Dan Bongo show. Dan Bongo, we saw his clip, and they think it's fine to take the elections away from the states because the states haven't been giving them Republican results, which means that they're broken, which means they're not working correctly. If they lose, it's because the system is broken. State election leaders are preparing for an escalating possibility that the Trump administration will interfere in some way in the midterm elections. At the annual winter conference for the National Association of Secretaries of State, Democracy Docket spoke with a number of Democratic state election chiefs who said they would have participated in calls and tabletop exercises gaming out the ways in which the Trump administration might try to rig the vote and how they would respond. These fools are doing practice drills for when Donald Trump comes to steal the election. We're imagining ways in which federal government might explicitly or implicitly interfere with the administration of elections, and we're planning out what our response would be. Part of that's a litigation response. Part of that is a communications response. Part of that is purely administrative response, but we're planning out what we would do if certain things happen. Donald Trump and his ICE goons are going to steal election materials. They're going to steal votes. They're going to throw pepper spray and tear gas at people in line as they try to vote, because they do not like the country. They do not like democracy. They will not accept it any longer, especially if it puts them out of power. Here is, where was the other guy I want to listen to? Well, not Tulsi. No. There he is. Here's Kash Patel, the head of the FBI. Let's see what he has to say.
There.
Sure. The one thing I think that many, if not every FBI agent and personnel and law enforcement across the country love about this president is that he backs them. He backs the blue, he gives them resources, and he's always congratulatory of their efforts. And so to hear from the commander-in-chief for my troops on the ground there was a pretty cool thing. And we were pleased to hear the president come in and say, thank you for what you're doing. That is maybe unusual from prior administrations, but I take it every chance I get to thank the men and women in law enforcement.
And
my troops on the ground. That man is at war with you. That man sent FBI agents into an American city, into a polling place where the votes were counted in 2020 and 2024, and stole the information from them. They took it. They went in there and they took it. And if anybody had tried to stop them, they'd have been pepper sprayed, beaten, and arrested. But the people who work at the polling place didn't resist, didn't fight back, didn't do anything. And I'm not saying they should have, but it's not a good sign when the FBI goes to a place where Donnie lost and steals their votes and their voting machines and their voting records and the tabulations and stuff. He's going to lie about it. He's going to use the marker. Remember when he drew the marker on the hurricane map so he wouldn't be wrong? He said the hurricane was going to hit Alabama, and then all the things didn't have it hitting Alabama because he didn't know where Alabama was, because he's really dumb. He doesn't know where Alabama is. It's just somewhere down there. And then he added his little his little Sharpie marker to say, yeah, it is going to hit Alabama. It was he added himself. We know he added that himself. He's going to do that to ballots now. He's going to add that to ballots with his big old stupid Sharpies. He's going to add his name. I'm surprised he hasn't added it to the Constitution yet, honestly. I'm surprised he hasn't signed the Constitution himself. The Declaration of Independence, sorry. Which one has John Hancock? The Declaration or the Constitution? I don't remember. One or the other. I'm surprised he didn't add his name on top of it. Since he's the most important, and he was there and he signed it, and he thinks he's important. But yeah, they're going to steal it, and he's at war with you. He's calling them troops on the ground. Why is he calling them that? Because he's at war with you. Kash Patel and the remnants of his FBI, because lots of them quit, lots of them got fired because they wouldn't work for fucking fascists, is at war with you. Kash Patel is at war with you right now, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not. He is at war. And he is going to steal the next election. That is what they're doing here. That is why they are here. Mike Johnson's going to help him, and they are going to take the next election. No matter what the results, they're going to lie to you about it. They're going to talk about how it was illegitimate, and they're going to tell you that they won. They're going to choose who wins, and there's nothing you can do about it. What is the response of jailing the Trumpers? Well, you would have to have somebody in charge of the DOJ, because the Dems aren't going to do it. They're not. And the last time the Dems were in charge, Joe Biden put Merrick Garland in there, and Merrick Garland, I will never forgive him, is the biggest wiener in the world. He is the wimpiest, lamest, mediocre, milquetoast, useless son of a bitch there was. Soggy noodle. I don't know what else to call him. He's a flavorless, unsalted cracker. You like that? That's Bulba Kruger. Bulba Kruger.
Okay.
I think you could do without the mask. Take the mask off of him. I think he'd look better without the mask. Yeah. There we go.
That actually looks a lot better.
Yeah. Get that hat on there. There he is. All right. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Good job. Thanks. So what do we do? We would have to have a DOJ
No
that
joke.
runs.
The first politician to run on, by hanging or firing squad, has my absolute support.
And you're not the only one who would support that. Lots of people are going to be calling for that. Lots of people are going to be cheering for that. Lots of people are going to be begging
The
for
lad
it.
is growing into a Chad. What even happened?
Well, yeah, he's 17 now. He's got a beard, you know. I think I still have a voicemail from him when he was like 9 or something like that. It's very funny. So I play it every now and then just to pick on him because he had a high squeaky voice. Yeah, and then we're going to work on his Jedi ponytail, his little rat tail, because he's the Stream Jedi. The hell was that about? Oh yeah, this is Bulba Kruger. He's Bulbasaur and Freddy Krueger. I don't know. I just needed to put something there, and I thought that looked good. Yeah, well, okay, so we need a DOJ that works. Kash Patel, part of the DOJ, lying his ass off. Pam Bondi, in charge of the DOJ, kissing Donnie's ass all day, every day, nonstop, never not kissing his ass. That's not how the system's supposed to work. It's not supposed to work like that. She's not supposed to work hand in hand with the president. That's not how that's supposed to work. So we need the Democrats to win and then put that shit into law. That there will be no contact between the head of the DOJ and the president. It's always been assumed, and it was always a taboo for you to do such a thing. I think Bill Clinton talked to Loretta Lynch for 5 minutes, and the Republicans screamed about it for years. And they said, what is he doing in there? If he talks to her and tells her not to cover this and not to investigate that, then he's evil and rotten and telling her what to do. And that's not the way the system is supposed to work. Because if the DOJ does what the president wants and the president breaks the law, the system falls apart. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Donald Trump, the criminal, is in charge of all the cops. And he's telling you what is a crime and what isn't. And so he just gets to do that because our system is built on gentlemen's agreements and politeness. And the Republicans have run out of both. They're not gentlemen and they're not polite. So they're just taking whatever they want. And they're doing whatever they want. So yeah, the question is like, yeah, how do we get there? We have to win a 26 election, impeach Donald Trump, control JD. We won't be able to impeach JD Vance. I know
The Dems function on
should.
politeness and Republicans function on exploiting that.
Right. And yeah, exactly. The Dems all want to be friends. They all want to make the rules and put them all together and then follow those rules. Republicans don't follow rules anymore. Donald Trump does not follow rules. He does not adhere to laws. You can pass all the laws you want. Ain't gonna fucking work. Won't do a damn thing. They can't pass a law that Donnie won't break. You can't pass a law that Donnie won't break. You can't. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if it benefits him, he will do it. If it benefits him, he'll do it. He doesn't care about what's written in the law. So you have to impeach him in 26, hopefully. I think it might happen. It might happen. Maybe. It's a very small chance. But it depends on how this takeover plan works. If they half-ass the takeover plan and it doesn't go well, they're still going to lose. Republicans will still lose. Maybe. If the polls are to be believed right now, and polls are never to be believed, polls are always lying. All of them, even the ones you like. Always lying. So if we're lucky, the Dems have 51 seats in the House, in the Senate. They will move to impeach. Maybe. Chuck Schumer might still stop it. He might be like, whoa, slow down. We don't want J.D. Vance to be in charge. We'd rather have Trump. We'd rather run against Trump than J.D. Vance. He's wrong and stupid and old and should give up his seat. But he's going to try it and somebody's going to push for it anyway, and then maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. If they get 51 and they don't impeach, I'm going to be very unhappy with them. I'm going to be very much more unhappy than I already am with them. And I'm going to tell you about it, and we're going to scream at them. And the entire country is just going to be screaming, impeach him, get rid of him. He's senile. His brain has turned into mayonnaise. And he needs to be out of being in charge because he's going to do more wild shit. And he's going to try and run for a third term. He is. He's going to do it. He's going to try. And you need to get rid of him now. But Chuck Schumer really wants emails. He wants donation emails. He wants donation request emails. That's what matters to Chuck Schumer, is writing a really good donation email. That's his job now. That's what he wants. He wants shit to go crazy so that he can send 300 million emails asking for a couple of dollars. That's what he wants. He doesn't want to win. No. He doesn't want to win. He wants money. He wants dollars. He wants really good campaign emails. That's what Chuck Schumer wants. He wants ammunition for those emails, like people dying in Minneapolis, innocent people being shot, ICE agents stomping on people. He wants that so that he can put it in an email and then send it to 100 million people and get money back. Because that's his job. His job is not representing you any longer. No. He is a senator from New York, yes, and you would think maybe he would represent those people. He doesn't. You think he would be interested in what they have to say. He's not. He's interested in how much money they send him. And if you're not sending any money, you ain't getting shit. And that is the problem, again, of capitalism. See how it always comes back to capitalism? Always does. Once you start noticing that all of our problems stem from capitalism, you start to notice all the connections. Everything becomes clearer. It always leads back to that one same damn thing. Money, 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 money. So, yeah, if you're watching, hop into chat and tell me what you think in terms of feeling. Going over to the Discord and tell me what's going on there, too. So there's the Discord link and stuff like that. And I've got Bulbasaur riding shotgun tonight. We're changing the subject. What is the next subject? So there's some shit about to go down. There's some spy shit about to come down. Okay? So that is from Ron Wyden, who is one of the better Democrat senators. He really is. Is he perfect? No. Is he better than Chuck Schumer? Yes. Is he a raging leftist who's going to usher in communism? No. But he's better than average. Okay? He's better than average. Ron Wyden likes true things and says true things pretty often. So he's better than most. He wrote, apparently, a letter to Director Radcliffe of the CIA. And he said, I write to alert you to a classified letter I sent you earlier today, in which I expressed deep concern about CIA activities. Thank you for attention to this important matter. Now, you and I get to see this public letter saying that I wrote a secret letter to the head of the CIA. Why does he do that? Publication. He's publicizing the idea that he knows something is going on. There is something afoot. Something is going on. Ron Wyden said, got some classified information. It was like, holy shit, this is terrible. And then he wrote all the terrible shit secretly, properly, through the proper channels, sent that to the CIA director, and then he sent a second letter to you and me saying, hey, there's some shit going on with the CIA right now. Hey, press, maybe you should look into it. Maybe you should try and figure out what's going on here. Which leads people to speculate wildly. And that's what I'm going to do, because it's fun. That's why you're here, so we can speculate wildly. It could, maybe, have something to do with Tulsi Gabbard, who is really upset with a whistleblower right now. There's a whistleblower told Tulsi that he will go to Congress himself if her office does not respond by Friday. That's for 2 days from now. Let's see. Director DNI, Dear Director Gabbard, on June 6th, in response to the Intelligence Community Office of Inspector General's correspondence, a copy of which is included as an enclosure, our client requested your office's direction on how to contact the Congressional Intelligence Committees consistent with appropriate security practices. Now, this is all lawyer speak. As you are well aware, our client's disclosure directly impacts our national security and the American people. This means that our client's complete whistleblower disclosure must be transmitted to Congress and that we, as their counsel, speak with members and cleared staff. This is a lawyer, a very smart one, writing to Tulsi Gabbard, who is not a lawyer and is an idiot, telling her that they need to release this information to Congress. Tulsi Gabbard does not want this stuff to be released to Congress because it will make her look stupid. It will make her look bad at her job. It will make it look like she broke the law, because she probably did. Conservatives don't know how the law works. They don't know what it says. They don't know what it means. They don't know that they're breaking it because they don't have morality the same way normal people do. Conservatives don't have morality. They have the will to power. That is what they have, not morality. No, 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 no. If you see a conservative acting in a moral way, that's because it gives them power to do so. It gives them authority. It gives them structure and I don't know, what's the agency over other people. Conservative men want soft, pliable, breedable, demure women so that they can own them, so that they can control them physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. That is what they want. So this is what they do for everything. Tulsi Gabbard probably did something that she thought was good for her. She took a bribe. She took money. These are all allegations I'm making. She did something that furthered her interests. She did something that furthered Donald Trump's interests, but was illegal, unlawful, unethical, dangerous to the American people. But she doesn't care. She doesn't think about that. She doesn't see a list of things that she could do in the day and say, oh, well, that's illegal, so I won't do that. No, 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 no. They do what gives them the most power, the most authority, the most agency, and then they tell you that it's okay, why it's okay, and that it is actually okay, and that it is fine, actually. It is, yeah, it might have been, the law says it's illegal, but we needed to do it so that we could get the power and authority that we needed, that we want. Donnie does this on a daily basis. The people who are conservatives do this constantly. They always, always do. And this whistleblower has found her probably breaking the law and gone to the whistleblower complaints and put it into a whistleblower thing and typed it all up right properly and said, okay, here's the situation. I saw this and I saw this, and this day on this time this thing happened, and it's illegal according to this law. And then he filed that, and he got a lawyer because he's smart. Good thinking, Mr. Whistleblower. That lawyer has now written this to Tulsi Gabbard, and if they don't have something back from her by Friday, he's just going to go to Congress himself, which I think is a baller-ass move. You just go in and say, hey, listen, filed this whistleblower report. She ain't letting you see it, Congress. Wouldn't you like to see it? Don't you want to know what it says? Don't you want to know the secret that she's afraid to let you hear? And then they will be like, yes, please give it to us so that we can make emails, fundraising emails out of it. The left will want to make fundraising emails out of it. The right will want to make will want to know what it is and see, for a couple of reasons. Now, the Democrats are going to want to know what that is so that they can make the fundraising emails and get Tulsi Gabbard in trouble. The right wants to know what it is so they can jump on board, get in on that shit. Man, there's a scam happening and somebody's robbing the government. Can I jump in real quick? Can I get in on that? Says all the Republicans ever. And or get ahead of it, and so they can blame the Democrats and blame it on Joe Biden somehow. They're going to have to, there's the judo flip that is required to turn Tulsi Gabbard breaking the law into a Joe Biden problem is a heavy lift. So they need to get started soon. They need to get on that shit right away. If we are going to turn Tulsi Gabbard's breaking of the law into a blame Joe Biden situation, we're going to have to lift it up. We're going to have to turn it around. We're going to have to spin it. We're going to roll it over here, and then we're going to throw it that way. And that's difficult. That takes time. It takes effort. It takes Steve Bannon on speed dial to like call him up and be like, hey, you got any ideas on how we can make this a Joe Biden problem? And he will invent some. And they'll blame him for not destroying the entire DNI position. They'll be like, hey, Joe Biden didn't get rid of this DNI position, so it's kind of his fault that we had to fill it with Tulsi Gabbard. You know, there's a moth in my face. I'm trying to catch him on camera. I don't know if you guys can see him. Don't land on my water glass, you bastard. Okay. He was attracted to the lights. And now he's gone. Okay, get out of here, stupid moth. Anywho, hi, how are you? So yeah, there's some shit going to go down over the next couple of days with this. I don't know what it is. I don't know if this has to do with Ron Wyden. Does this have to do with Ron Wyden's mysterious message? I don't know. Maybe there's two fucking shits going on. Maybe there's two crazy bombshells about to explode. It could have something to do with this. Exclusive U.S. Spy Chief's Office investigated voting machines in Puerto Rico. These two things might have something to do with voting machines in Puerto Rico. Now, Puerto Ricans are Americans. Most conservatives do not know this. They do not know that Puerto Rico is a part of America. They don't know this. Okay. They think that Puerto Rico is part of Mexico. I mean, look at that name, right? It has O's. It has two O's at the end. Puerto Rico. I mean, that's fucking Spanish, right? Is that part of Mexico? Anyway, they are Americans. When you are born there, you're an American citizen. It's not a state. It is a territory, not a state. So it doesn't have state representation the way House members and stuff like that. And it doesn't have senators the way all the other states have senators. But they do literally vote for the American president. It happens. It's not illegal. It's not some sort of trick. Literally always has. Has been. Well, not always, but it is an American territory. They are allowed to vote for president. They do. They don't have very many. I think they only have like one electoral vote or something like that, but it's there. They are allowed to vote for president. Conservatives didn't know that for a long time and claimed that that's where a lot of the fake emails, the fake ballots came from. So this is the thing. Tulsi Gabbard has defended her appearance at an FBI raid in Georgia last week. No clear evidence of Venezuela interference with Puerto Rico vote. No evidence. But she's going to tell you that there is some. Operation last spring involved FBI field office in Florida. A team working for President Donald Trump's spy chief, Tulsi Gabbard, last spring led an investigation into Puerto Rico's voting machines because Donald Trump doesn't know Puerto Rico is America. Said Gabbard's office is on three sources familiar with the previously unreported events. The sources said that the goal was to work with the FBI to investigate claims that Venezuela had hacked voting machines in Puerto Rico, but added the probe did not produce any evidence of the Venezuelan interference in the U.S. territories and elections. No evidence. Gabbard's office, in a statement to Reuters, confirmed the May investigation but denied a link to Venezuela, saying its focus was on vulnerabilities in the island's electronic voting systems. Her team took an unspecified number of Puerto Rico voting machines and additional copies of data from the machines as part of the investigation. Spokesperson on Gabbard's office at the DNI said, Venezuela's government did not respond to a request for comment. But this is what they're going to do. They're going to blame Venezuela and tell you that Venezuela cheated in the American election in 2020 and 2024 and 2016. They're going to claim that Venezuela, Hugo Chavez's ghost, and Nicolas Maduro hacked into the Puerto Rico because they're not really America. So they obviously have terrible internet infrastructure. So they're just a little island. Nobody even knows they're there. And they're going to tell you, they're going to lie. They're going to make it up. It's all going to be false. And they're going to say, hey, isn't it weird? Look at all these numbers in the machine that Tulsi Gabbard has in her possession. Hey, that's suspicious, right? You stole the things, and then we don't know what you did to it, and then you said it was filled with crime. It's filled with millions of illegal votes. And that's clearly why Donald Trump lost the popular vote in 2016. He won the presidency, but he lost the popular. But then he lost in 2020 for sure. And they're going to tell you that that's what happened. Where'd the 14 million votes go? Is what they're going to say. They're going to say Joe Biden got 14 million more votes than Kamala. Where did those votes go? The infrastructure was changed and fixed, and they patched they patched the servers and didn't allow Nicolas Maduro to cheat anymore. And it's all going to be horseshit. It's going to be bullshit. It's going to be horseshit. It's going to be nonsense. It's going to be all the shits from chicken shits. You know, it's all the shits. Bullshit, horseshit. truckloads and truckloads, metric fuck tons of shit, and brought to you by chicken shits, like Donald Trump, like conservatives, like Republicans. And they're going to lie to you. They're going to try their asses off to make you not vote in 2026. They're going to try and make you not trust the votes. They're going to try and make their team not trust the votes. And their team already doesn't trust the votes. The Republicans do not trust the voting system right now, even though all the evidence suggests that it is functioning properly. They keep losing. Well, they don't keep losing. Sometimes they lose. And when they do, they think it's wrong, it's rigged, it's rotten, it's destroyed. They can't possibly have lost. They're perfect. So something must have cheated. Hugo Chavez's ghost, Nicolas Maduro, must have hacked into Puerto Rico and cheated. He hacked into the Puerto Rican machines, and then from the Puerto Rican machines, he's inside, right? And then he can worm his way into the other states and add 1,000 here and 1,000 there and 10,000 over there, and the midnight vote dumps and all this fun stuff, and then Joe Biden gets to win. It's nonsense. But they're going to sell it. They are going to sell it. They're going to sell it hard. They're going to tell you that's why they invaded Venezuela, so that they could catch him. And he's going to, Nicolas Maduro is going to be put in front of a camera, probably not in front of a judge and probably not sworn in, but a kangaroo court. They'll put him in front of it and record him, and he's going to say at gunpoint, he's going to be given a choice. Say you did the thing and cheated to help Joe Biden win, or we lock you back in the hole. And he's going to choose to lie because he's not a good person. And he cares more about himself than your country. So he's just going to do that. He doesn't care. Let's see. What time is it? It's 8:13. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Yeah, I think that was pretty good stuff. I'm going to play a video game because I want to, because I've been pretty doomer this whole time. The voice chat is still going to be on. The chat is still going to be on. I'm still going to look at it. Still going to see it. Come play a video game with me. Let's feel good. Let's have a few minutes of not misery. How about that? That's what I was going to do with my evening anyway. Let's see. Let's close this. Okay. Let's close everything I can, so I don't overwork my poor computer. Start the game. So yeah, if you're watching, if you're paying attention, how to chat, tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you're feeling. If you're in Twitch chat, the lovely robot lady will read it out loud. If you want to go on over to the YouTube page, you can watch old videos. You can watch all of the old live streams, stuff like that. The last one popped off pretty well, and the last couple of videos did pretty well. I'm almost up to 400 subscribers on YouTube, so go on over there and press that button, and then tell your friends. If you want to really do me a favor, you just tell anybody, literally anybody, to watch The Waldo Show. And it doesn't matter if they like it, especially if they hate it, because the YouTube algorithm is powered by hatred. And the more hatred you have when you do anything on YouTube, the more they give you, the better it is. If you hate someone in my comment section, that benefits me than the YouTube algorithm. That's just how it functions. I'm gonna bring that. Here we go. Bring that volume down just a little bit. And then we're gonna go. Oops, it's too low. Here, and we're gonna go to that. I'm gonna turn on game capture. I'm gonna pick a game. The game we pick is gonna be right there. Finger flicks. There we do. There we got it. Because I am a sucker for gotcha games and whatever the hell this is. It's been very fun lately. I've been enjoying it. Let's hope it functions properly. Sometimes I overwork my computer. Sometimes it can't handle uh, all of the things that I tell it to do all at the same time. But I think it worked last time. If it doesn't, if it's too jittery, if it's too choppy, let me know. I've got my little thing over
I'll
here.
catch you later, Waldo. Decent stream. Plenty of clippables.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Is because I chop them all up. Thanks, any of it. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I chop it up into YouTube videos and stuff like that, and then I turn it into shorts and stuff like that to try and entice the people to come in and watch. So yeah, this is Enfield. It is Genshin plus Factory Simulator. What's the name of that one factory game? Factorio or I forgot the name of it. Let me go to my factory. Show you my factory. It's right over here. Teleport. Another load screen. So many load screens. Here's my factory. Hello. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Beating heart of capitalism. Unless it's the beating heart of communism. I don't know yet. I haven't finished more than like the first chapter. So I don't know if we're pushing capitalism or communism here in Enfield. I'm hoping for communism. So far, I mean, there aren't any workers. So, and nothing's moving because I have filled up my entire storage unit of all the things. I have 8,000 of these little purple bits, and I have 8,000 of these red medicines, and I have 8,000 of these things, and I have 8,000 of these things. So we're going to press this button, and then we're going to trade for stock. Well, no, not that. I'm going to trade right here. Stocks. I'm going to give him 8,000 of metal for stock certificates. Yay! Then I'm going to switch to the purple things. There's a purple thing. And we're going to give him 8,000 purple things. And then we're going to get stock certificates. Yay! Commerce. And then when I go back to my factory, you'll notice that it's cooking again. See? The purple ore gets turned into fiber by this machine, and then it comes back in. And then the purple ore, the purple fiber comes out, gets turned into a purple, piece of equipment, and then it comes out, and then it goes back into the bank, and then the purple things get sent for stock certificates. Yeah, and then I sell them. And then, yeah, this gets done too, but I have more than enough of these. So they get turned into these things, and they get pumped out on the conveyor belts and stuff like that. So, and then if I haven't set this one up very well to work very well, but that's okay. And then, yeah, that's it. That's my factory. And I get to... This is for making seeds, but I don't need any more seeds. I'm filled up on seeds, too. Oh, let's see. Journal. Let's do a quest real quick. What is it? I don't know how to do that one. So we're going to continue right here. The mission continues. Go to the core AIC area. Where's the core AIC area? Right there.
Director Chen, the construction vehicle has been deployed. We also cleared away the...
And then feel free to hit me with any political questions or ideas or worries that you have. Just let me know what you're thinking. Just because we're playing a video game doesn't mean we have to stop talking about all the fun politics.
It's all thanks
I can do
to
both.
Enfield that we managed to escape. At least the defeat of that Rodon forced the other breakers to slow down. We can actually start hoping for the situation to get better.
Was she like an owl?
Yeah, but now we should focus on the work at hand. Endman, unfortunately, we cannot get...
The Bone Crushers clearly possess some radio interference equipment.
I hate that they make my character talk. And they'll give me one option, and even if they give you two, it doesn't make a difference. Just continue. Don't come to a halt.
That's right. There are plenty of such ether rift Suffice to say,
I just hope they can defend the Originium.
don't worry. Everyone in Valley 4 knows how important the power plant is.
So, one of the issues with Genshin is that
See,
the
it's a stronghold.
absolutely
If nothing-
ridiculous. Oh, hey, we exploded. Nothing could possibly go wrong, she says. And then it explodes. Oops.
Holy! Isn't that the direction of... An ether rift has opened.
Come in a minute.
Oh no.
Admin,
Wolfguard, we've witnessed ether rupture taking place at the power plateau.
firelight confirmed. Large spot will be a rip.
Wolfguard? Wolfguard!
Administrator! Supervisor Perlica!
Did you see that explosion?
The pa-
When the ether side comes in contact with real space, it creates a rift. Neferith may have energized the previously stable ether rift at the power plateau. She has planned...
What we're seeing right now is similar to an eruption of a dormant volcano.
Exciting. Volcanoes.
Director Chin, we need an evacuation plan.
The hub area is safe for now, but with such violence, if the Blight destroys more of our roads and transport routes...
Hold on. I got a
The
solution.
TATAs.
Do
Okay.
you remember that the prototype can stabilize ether energy fluctuations? I can even adjust its large area arcs.
Really? That chunk...
Director Chief, we've cleared the road to the Originium site.
This is one of my least
Time is
favorite things about
critical. Have
Genshin,
your crew
is
move
the
the
overly
road.
long
Administrator,
cutscenes.
Supervisor Perlica,
Explaining
we'll
you
meet
the
up with
very
you at Vanica-
very obvious stuff. Hey, that's a problem. Let's go check it out. Go. Hey, we're level 2 now. Go to the landslide. Let's go to the landslide. It's over there. Okay.
Come on, everyone. The prototype is now ready.
Mr. Andre, do we have an exact feasibility of your plan?
We have theoretical feasibility.
Ooh,
The
shiny.
technological
Got it.
basis of the TATA prototype was formulated at the ether test site. It was built using valuable
Treasure.
data that cannot be acquired elsewhere. Ivan would spend all day arguing with people about the prototype. Unfortunately, we don't have a chance to field test the thing. But I hope that our theories are correct.
Don't see any treasure. There's one. Is this the next zone? Yeah, it is. New zone, yeah. Don't talk to me for too long. I already know. I get it. Volcano, explosion, thingy. Go.
How are you doing?
Everyone's fine. We followed the rules and evacuated for a bit. But there's major blightery on the other end of this road.
Being cautious is the right move. You need professional tools to handle. We managed to make the prototype work on time. All thanks.
We now have a robot. What is this? Emote robot. Okay. It's winking at me. This robot's coming on to me.
Once you're in a severely blighted area, activate the prototype's active interference function. This should expose the blight core.
You mean some chopping and slashing? Yeah, I can do that.
Of course. But don't forget about the prototype.
Don't worry. We'll keep the prototypes. Let's not dally, team. Time.
All right, let's go.
Try to let the prototype travel on level ground. This road should take you to the power plateau.
Calling it prototype just doesn't feel right. So, what's its full name again?
Tatas. Jesus.
Automatic mobile cart? I remember it being TATA or something. I'll just call it Tata. What a cute and simple name.
What a cute and simple name. It's not ridiculous at all. Who's this guy just standing around?
Stop! The area up ahead is under a state of emergency. Let me see. 3 individuals and a strange machine. We have a Libri, a Vriefer, and you're an Ager.
You got it wrong. Look closely. I'm not a Viva. I'm a Lung.
Does that mean you're from the Hongshang Academy of Sciences?
We are from Enfield Industries. Director Chin should have synced our information with the WST office.
Fantasy racism. So much fun.
Enfield Industries. You're not in the Enfield personnel database. Endmin. Identity verified. Supervisor Perlica and Operator Chen, we have to be and Administrator. The security, the UWST, I believe you're...
Yes. We're...
Pursuant to the provision, but might keep going down this road.
Great. Then we go down the road.
Thank you for sharing this.
Fabian.
Mr. Fabian, you look troubled.
Well,
Then we go down the
I
road.
think the show, but the fact that you're here...
The hub base is relatively safe for now.
I can't
Okay,
leave
let me go down the road.
The Security Bureau has a list of...
Go down the road?
I've got to verify...
All right, then.
We go down the road.
One more thing.
Oh, Jesus.
There's a colleague of mine conducting SAR operations up ahead. Her name... Good luck out there.
Okay, great. Thank you. Damn. Okay. I have to talk to the robot. Pet the robot. There we go. That's a good robot.
Aw, it looks really happy.
Okay. I swear to you, there is a game here. This is a game. Not just cutscene after cutscene.
Everyone, we've got a new buddy to play.
Wonder how long it would take to clean up this mess and rebuild everything.
Someone's here! Save us!
Oh no,
Quick,
sea
get over
monsters.
here!
Got any stuff over here? I just like exploring the little zones. Climbing on top of stuff. opening, getting a little chest. Yay, see?
Danger up ahead.
Stuff that I don't
see how
need and
good
doesn't
this one is.
benefit me at all within the game. Pretty much garbage. I can't not go get it. Anything good over here? Some guys to punch. Get away from the treasure, birds. Mine. Dying robot down there. Save the robot. Oh no, broken robot. We'll fix him. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Probably. Nope, we can't. I don't have this shape. Bastards. Okay. I can't fix it then. I have to come back later.
Back to my old gig, huh?
Hope you like this. Leave now and flash. Andre says we could still make it, but every time I look up, I feel that the swirling mess in the sky is telling us to hurry up and get it done.
Ooh, what's this? New kind of metal? Ooh. Farium ore. Tasty. Delicious. Set a mining thing right here, even though I can't really power it yet. Do I have an auto miner? I don't have one. Probably have to build a new one with this ore or something.
The bounties of the land.
The AI is pretty good. It actually starts banging on the metal as soon as I start doing it too, which is nice. And then they'll pick it up too.
Good old DIY.
Not all of it. Not as fast as I can do it, but see, they're still picking it up. Picking it up, picking it up, picking it up. So the AI is pretty good on this one. Donald and Goofy got nothing on these girls.
Didn't expect this, right? My special swordmancy for rocky stuff.
Wacky wheeling inflatable arm tube man. Very nice.
This path is blocked. We might have to find another way around. I mean, do we have another way around?
The blight. Can't believe it is. Don't get too close. They're extremely dangerous.
I'm the main character. Idiot.
The rift above the power plateau seems to be exerting rather horrendous effects.
So...
Let's hope Yvonne's designs can work. Prepare to activate the prototype.
Go robot.
Go for it, Tata.
Go. Go.
Nothing happened. Me.
Mr. Andre is unlikely to make mistakes in technical issues like this.
The robot is having a bad time. Sad robot.
The operation might be a little too early for Tata. We must be very cautious in deploying it. Administrator, please destroy the exposed.
Stab the thing. Amazing.
What? The blight's gone! Finally, some help has arrived! I thought I was done for. We're the Enfield crisis. Enfield? Oh,
Are you alright? Need any help?
thank you, but I'm totally alright. By the way, I'm Elisa Collins, UWST Security Bureau.
Collins? We just met some.
Fabian the Stinkface. That's my brother. He always calls me his
Fabian the
for some reason.
Stinkface.
And that's definitely
Poor
him.
guy.
I'm guessing you're taking this road to reach.
That's right.
But it seems you'll need to.
Let's get closer to the cliff edge.
Look, Administrator. The destruction. Director Chin.
Loud and clear, Supervisor.
The road has been swept away by a blight flood. We need a new path to the power plateau.
Hold on. If the road is out, then the quickest way to the power. Your new path starts. You'll move through the transport nexus, then the Originium Science Park, and
The science
finally
park, that might be
arrive at
fun.
the research. But be cautious. We've received confirmed witness reports of land. Once you reach the research center, and just a heads up, Supervisor Prolica, there's a vital ether-side scientist still in the research center.
Yvonne, we'll try to get in touch with our scientist. Don't worry. Given
You're right. Everything is getting out of control after the blight eruption. We really
Agreed. By the way,
Yeah, I'm right here.
we followed the method you told us and got rid of a.
Overloaded. That depth readings must have changed drastically. But could you maybe hold back on using?
Understood.
Okay. Where are we going? Over there. That's where we're headed. Big black hole in the sky. What could possibly go wrong? Alright.
Yo, I just thought. I heard that you're looking for a way I can lend this to you. This is an access card. I'm sure you know how to. We will. Oh, one more thing. Some of our injured crew said Yvonne, that scientist in the research center, managed to hold off the breakers. Got it. Please help. Will do. And pass my thanks to Yvonne. They can be a little strange, but in tough times like.
Alright, we'll make our way down there. Okay. So, you know what? That's probably all I've got time for tonight. It's getting late. What I'm going to do is call it off right there. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate everybody who's here tonight. Thanks very much. I am going to call it off right there and turn this into YouTube videos, stuff like that. So if you're interested, hop over to the YouTube channel, go onto the Discord, tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you're feeling, leave links to stuff to talk about, and I'll turn this into YouTube videos. I'll cut out all the pauses, I'll cut out all the interruptions and stuff like that, and all the ums and ahs and the uhs, and then put all of this into a YouTube video, post it up on the channel, and hopefully you can watch it if you feel like it. If you miss a live stream, hop on over to the channel there and the YouTube channel, watch it all. You can watch it all on the live tab, or you can watch the edited versions up when I post those up. And that's it for tonight. I appreciate it, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Have a good night. Goodbye. I'll be back on Saturday, unless the Gestapo kicks in my door and drags me off to the gulag. So I'll be here for that.